Hello everyone. Oh my gosh, if you're a haunter like me, this is such an exciting time of year for us. Less than 100 days to Halloween. This is the moment we've been waiting for. So this isn't my usual video. I'm talking to you from camp tonight. We are up for the weekend just to relax and enjoy before the busy upcoming season. I couldn't help but bring a little Halloween with me. I got one of my rotten pumpkins and one of my Nightmare Maker skulls, and I was just having fun with pics and video. So build season for 2019 has begun, and my beef netting spider webs and tunnel are my biggest project of all. I want to allow myself plenty of time to cut up that brand new beef netting and work on it when it's cool out. If you'd like to know more about using the beef netting for spider webs and tunnel, check out my beef netting videos. I have the links in the description below. So this isn't my usual video showing you my latest projects. This is something I've been wanting to share with you for a while to help refine or finish off the look of your haunt. It's simple and the cost is little or nothing at all. Talk about refining your haunt. Scott Swenson has a new book out named Follow the Story. I was so honored and excited when I was asked to read and review it. This book is a very interesting read, and it shed new light on the way I look at my haunt, and more importantly, how my guests look at my haunt. I'm so anxious to tell you about this informative book. Well, I really hope you enjoy the upcoming Halloween season to the fullest. No stress. And I hope you enjoy this video. I hope to inspire, and I'll talk to you soon. If you've watched any of my Halloween Haunt on the Hill videos closely, you will notice little details from the moment you walk in the haunt. I have a whole list of things I gather or grow and use throughout the haunt from the area I live. I love my spooky trees, actually dead sumac. They grow in abundance, and once they die, they take on a spooky look. Some are wired in place and others are poked in the ground. Add some Spanish moss and you've got a spooky forest in no time. Speaking of Spanish moss, it's another all-time favorite of mine. Just a touch will add creepiness to any scene or prop. It doesn't grow around here, but my son lives in the south where it grows in abundance, and he took care of his haunter mom. Look at this beautiful Spanish moss. Big difference from the store-bought. I will look forward to adding this creepy finishing touch in October. Baby's breath grows wild here and is ready for harvesting in July. Especially this year, I have more than ever. I use it in the shed in the witch's kitchen as a filler between wall panels and the ceiling. It also helps hide the ceiling. I'm hoping to find a new use for it this year. These branches are something I never seem to have enough of. They are the final touches I add before opening the haunt for the season. They finish off a scene, hide wires, and add color. If picked early enough, the leaves will stay on the branches through the Halloween season. Growing corn in our garden as part of the haunt is something that we do every year. It starts in early May, planting the seeds, but by October it's a garden full of corn stalks as a backdrop for grinning papier-mâché pumpkins and a grand scarecrow. Do you remember us making that grand scarecrow last year out of grapevines? It was part of our summer projects video. There are so many options to get creative using those long, spooky vines. Grapevines are another great resource to utilize in your haunt. What would a haunt be without corn stalks? We get ours from a local farmer, a couple of heaping truckloads for a case of beer and a bag of candy. There's always room for more corn stalks, and they also make a great wall for our boutique and werewolf scene every year. I have a deep love for my pumpkins, gourds too. We grow as many as we can and sometimes barter for more. There's always room for one more pumpkin. And I can't go without mentioning the mums. They can really add a pop of color and class to certain scenes. This is my first book review. Follow the Story, The Foundation of Every Great Attraction, written by Scott Swenson, edited by Philip Hernandez. This book discusses storytelling and how every element of your haunt ties to it. This all started one Saturday morning. I received a message from Philip asking if I would be willing to read and review a new book he was publishing for Scott Swenson. Scott is a former creative director for Busch Gardens' Howl Low Scream, among a whole list of 30 years of experience in the haunt industry. Follow the Story is a treasure for any haunter, pro or home. Scott shares his valuable wisdom and experiences. After reading this book, I was relieved I enjoyed it so much. This review sure would be awkward if I didn't. So I read it in an afternoon and I found it hard to put down. Afterwards, I went back and highlighted important parts that I wanted to remember. After reading this book and giving it much thought, coming up with a storyline for Haunt on the Hill would be next to impossible. It's such an eclectic haunt. If you watch my Halloween 2018 video, it starts with a cemetery full of trick-or-treaters. Then it's on to the clown section. Around the corner, the moon people are heading to the boutique. See what I mean? Yet somehow it flows and makes sense to our guests that visit every year. Even so, this book is packed with tips, tricks, and insight that I will use to help our guests get the most out of their experience at our home haunt. I hope you enjoyed this review. Get your copy of Follow the Story at Amazon.com.